Hey guys, Kath here, bringing you another Pokemon Narrated Wi-Fi battle. Today I have an OU battle against PkmnTrainerRay that I met on TPX chat. It's going to be pretty quick because I did not play very well and it's quite long, and my emulator was being quite slow as well, so I sped it up quite a lot. So I leave him on my champ. He leads with his Ninetales. I know I can take a fire move and that I can hit with a dynamic punch. I really thought I'd do more because this is max attack and the Ninetales is more a special wall, so kind of pissed off about that, but he is confused, so I predicted him to go for another Fire Blast because that's basically what he's definitely going to do. I switched to my Heat Train to get the Flash Fire, but he gets confused and it kind of pisses me off because this would have made this a whole lot easier. But it's Pokemon, so you do what you can. So I sub now and he switches to his Arugamoth, and looking at the team preview, I didn't look at it super hard, but you know, I checked it out because I was surprised to see a Sun team. And I know this is my main check to his Arugamoth, so I kind of need to keep it alive. So I go for the Torment, knowing that two of his moves won't attack, well, one won't affect me, one's completely useless against me, and usually they carry Rest or Hidden Power or something, and I think he's got Hidden Power Electric because it wasn't super effective, so I just go for a Torment there, and he has to go for a Bug Buzz or a Quiver Dance. So I sub again as he switches out, and he goes for an Arcanine, which isn't Flash Fire, which is kind of, you know, weird for a Sun team actually. So I'll just go for the Fire Blast in the Sun because it's probably going to do the most damage. Probably more than Earth Power considering it's boosted by the Sun and Stab. And yeah, so he switches out, not wanting to take one of those, and knowing that I can torment him into close combat. So he switches to his Latios, and don't know why he switches to this, it's a really bad switch, but anyway, I torment him and he's choiced, so he he tricks behind, and I'm behind a sub so it doesn't affect me. So then he has to struggle because he's tricked, and right here I thought he would switch, but he doesn't, so that was weird, and I have to switch out because he's going to trick me something. I thought it would probably be Scarf because a lot of Latioses are Scarf, but this is obviously going to be Specs, and I don't really see many Specs Latioses carrying Trick actually, so yeah. And he tricks it to my Heracross, and I forgot about Trick Claws here, which is when you trick a choiced item to another choiced item you get a free turn to switch moves, and I didn't know that. I thought if you trick choice to choice you just got stuck with the same move, but apparently not. Anyway, I switched back into my Heat Train to take the struggle because I'm steel and low resistant. It does, you know, 30 damage. So I was kind of pissed that it actually broke my sub considering how little damage it does. So I sub up knowing that Psychic won't break another sub and that he's locked into it, and now that it's scuffed it definitely won't break it. And I'll just go for the Fire Blast to KO, but it doesn't KO. It's not too bad though because he still can't break my sub with a struggle, especially now that he lost his choice specs, so his Psychic probably wouldn't have done as much as I did the first time, you know, whatever. So, sub's still alive, Latios dead, good times, and he breaks it with that struggle, but I just sub up again because I knew that the only thing that could possibly happen is my sub would break, and then I need a new one. So he switches into his Arcanine, goes for the close combat, and I go for the Fire Blast or the Earth Power or the Torment, one of the three. I can't remember. This was ages ago, so you know I haven't seen this battle in forever. I go for the Torment knowing that this is probably choice banded because it didn't take any life full damage, it doesn't have leftovers. So he switches that out, not wanting to struggle because it was a huge Arcanine, and back into his Ninetales. I just go for the Earth Power knowing that it would KO and probably hit the rest of his team fairly hard, and in comes his Ninetales, and yeah, showing that it's really physically bulky, it dies to an Earth Power from a bulky Heat Train, which is surprising to be honest. So he goes into his Venusaur, and this is really what kind of screwed me over this match, is he goes for the Sleep Powder, and I forgot that Venusaur even gets Sleep Powder, and I lost my Sleep Fodder, which is my Heracross, which carries Sleep Talk, so that kind of really sucks. And so I get my Crest slapped, which is balls because my Crest really needed to be not be asleep this turn. What I should have done is switch into my Champ to eat the Sleep Powder, and then switch out the Crest to completely wall this into oblivion. But I can't do that because I didn't think about the Sleep Powder. So he goes for Growth, and usually when they carry Growth they're mixed, so I thought he would have Solar Beam and Earthquake for coverage, which is why I didn't go into I went into my Heat Train, but I expected him to Earthquake me, but I expected to kind of live it because, you know, unstabbed and all that. But yeah, so he doesn't Earthquake, revealing that he probably doesn't have it, or that he's playing me and that he does have it. So I'm still kind of confused at this point as to whether he has Earthquake or not. But I know that my Heat Train is still my only Arugamoth check, so I really need to keep it alive. So here I switch out to my Cresselia after its Arcanine dies, because I need to get it to wake up so I can sleep fodder something else, hopefully. But so he starts going for some air slashes. They won't do too much because this is a pretty blocky special war, as everyone knows that Cress is. And he switches out his Charizard, which sucks for me because Cress can't sit in here and let this Origamoth set up and then kill it with Bug Busters, because that would definitely lose me the match. So Cress is still asleep, which sucks. It had one chance to wake up, and it didn't, which would have probably saved the match for me, I think. So yeah, he gets off one Butterfly Dance, but I go into my Heatran, which completely walls this thing to oblivion. Like, it has hidden power, which hits it for neutral, but that really doesn't do enough to justify it killing it. So yeah, he goes for the hidden power, and I'm just going for the Torment here, I think, not Earth power. Yeah, kind of a really stally section here, because I'm just going to Earth power to get a special defense drops, and then I'm going to go for the Sun Boost and stab Fire Blast to try and kill this thing off. And I know that it doesn't have a recovery move because it has hidden power. So if it had a recovery move, he definitely would have won the game here really easily, because he would have just kept stat boosting until he could switch out. But he doesn't. So he got one special defense drop, and he's only a +1 special defense, I think. And so I'm just going to keep going for Fire Blast here, just trying to kill this thing off. A burn would be nice, but I don't think you can burn a Origamoth. Who knows? So yeah, continuously Fire Blasting. Looks like a 3-hit KO. It's not too bad to me, because he can't do that much damage to me, just because of the fact that he's probably fairly bulky, because a lot of Origamoths build bulky, just to be able to set up easier, especially like resist things, like live things like water attacks and earth powers and all that, like, you know, setting up on random pokes. So yeah, he's still setting up and going for hidden powers, and it's going to leave me with about 100 HP, which isn't too bad, but well, actually no, at least with basically 36 HP, which is a lot less than I thought it was the first time I did this. But yeah, so he gets killed off by Fire Blast, and I'm surprised Fire Blast didn't miss at some point, because it usually misses to screw me over in some way or another. And goes back into Charizard, and I thought Air Slash wouldn't kill me, but Solar Power boosted Solar Power boosted Air Slash does kill me off, and I'm kind of sad about that, because if I'd been able to stay alive, I could maybe have won this. And so I go for a Draco Meteor on my Flygon, and yeah, I didn't expect him to have Dragon Pulse, but he does. So this right here wins in the game, because he Dragon Pulses my Flygon, which kills it off, which means that it can't come in on the Venusaur and Tailwind to boost my speed to kill it off. So I'm left with my my Lemming, which is my Shaman, and my Cresselia. Cresselia is asleep, so this Venusaur can sit up on it all day. And at this point I was like, well, if he has Earthquake, I've won, but he has Sludge Bomb, which confused me, because who runs Growth and Sludge Bomb and, you know, Solar Beam, and who runs, I don't know, it's a weird set for a Sun team. Like, who runs Venusaur as a sweeper with 2 special moves? But yeah, strange set, but it wins in the game, so it's pretty good for him. So I send him my Cress, and he's just going to growth up until he thinks he can 2-hit KO him with Solar Beam, which isn't going to be very long. So it's just one growth, I think. And Cress, being a stupid duck, isn't going to wake up. Pretty much punishment for being a whore and taking a Cress into a battle, but you know, sometimes you just bring what you can. I was listening to this game, I didn't want to bring too many OU pokes, so I thought I'd just bring, you know, a few OUs and then just some whorish RU pokes like Cress and a couple of U's as well. But yeah, he's at +1 in the Sun Solar Power, I mean, not Solar Power, Solar Beam, and kills off my Cress in 2 hits, and that is the game. Good game, PkmnTrainerRay. I promised you I'd upload this. I can't say it's the best narration ever, because it's kind of a crappy battle from my side. And yeah, and it really screwed up in the recorder, so thanks for watching, guys. Give it a like if you want, or give it a comment. Thanks, bye.